How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. And it's Belgian brown time. One of my favorite styles of beer. I kind of cut my, whatever you want to call it, beer cloth on Belgian ales. That's kind of where I kicked it off. So it holds a very big and soft spot in my heart. And today we're going to be doing a Val Dieu brown, which is their Abbey Dubbel. I've had this before, but I haven't had it in a long time. So I'm super excited to give it a whirl because I don't remember what I thought of it because it's been that long. That's the other thing. We're doing a bit of an age review here, so you're going to have to kind of keep that in mind. This is a Val Dieu, as far as what it says in the bottle, Val Dieu Abbey Brown, Belgian Abbey Ale, 8% alcohol. Keep that in mind. On the back here, it says here 8% alcohol, product of Belgium. This authentic Abbey Ale is based on a recipe perfected centuries ago by the monks of Abbey Val Dieu. Let's see. Brewed and bottled, Brasserie Abbey Dubbel, Belgium. Imported by whoever, doesn't really matter. Served between 50 to 54. And here is the thing. Best before the end of January, February, March, April 28th, 2011. So, this being the beginning of 2015, you are talking, let's say 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14, it's 9 years past its, or 9 years old. If you're going by your Best By date of, Best By rule of 5 years, which most people go by with Belgian ales. If you're talking about, this is probably a 2006 beer. I love me some aged beer. I love me some aged Belgian beers. I love me some aged Trappist or Abbey style beers. 8% is kind of where we get a little bit dicey here. You wish it was more towards 10 and kind of make it keep a little bit better, but you don't know unless you try it. So let's see what the sucker has to offer. Label-wise, quintessential Belgian Abbey Trappist style labeling. I mean, Val Dieu's been around forever. Just looks exactly what you expect a Trappist beer to look like, or Belgian beer, sorry. I always like they use their little kind of funky little bottles here. It's got a super ghetto cap on it, and you know me, I love my labeling, I love my ghetto cap, so let's see what she has to offer. Pouring a little lighter than what I thought it would be, but that'd just be me. It's a really bizarre head on it already. Like almost like a, kind of like a zombie gray head on it, which is quite bizarre. Yeah, so it's got this kind of weird, almost like a milk chocolate head on it, but a very watered down milk chocolate head on it. Really nice creamy top to it. Super dense bubbles. Like I said, it poured light, but it doesn't look super light. It doesn't have that uber creamy, unfiltered density I typically like from my Belgian doubles and quads and darks. But yeah, head's a little bit weird looking, but we'll see what happens. So let's see what she smells like. It smells like an old Belgian double. Slight bit of oxidation, but you're gonna get. It's a little bit muted, but you're getting your typical bready yeastiness, a little bit of sugar, figgy dateness, your kind of slight dark fruits, but not super prevalent. None of those smells, none of those noses or whatever are super prevalent there, but they're all there. And you can smell that there's age involved. So yeah. It looks a little bit odd. The head's kind of warming up now and has more of a kind of, no, it's still a little bit funky. It's a weird color. You probably can't pick it up in the camera. It's got just a bizarre head to it. Almost looks like the head you would find, like I said, on like the head on a roughly poured chocolate milk. It's kind of bizarre. It's like grayish, pinkish tint to it. But yeah. Doesn't smell bad. Head's a little funky. Body looks okay. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. That's good. It's changed. It's totally a different beer than what it was when it was bottled. On the outset, like I said, it's been a while, so I don't really remember what it tastes like. I vague recollections of what it tastes like. I know it didn't taste like this, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Has this that aged sweetness that you can't duplicate. It's really hard to put your finger on. Almost like a I don't want to. You ever eat like a really, probably a little bit too far gone banana that's a little bit rotten? With that kind of sweetness. See, rotten banana is one of my favorite flavors. Just because I'm a huge Scotch person, especially spice-head Scotches. To me, a really nice 60-year-old spice-head Scotch tastes to me like leather and rotten bananas. It kind of has that kind of like rotten fruit taste, which to most people would be like, good God, what are you talking about? Rotten fruit's disgusting. But it has that sweetness that you get from the overly ripened fruit that I like. Other than that, negatives. Since it is so old, it's lost its body. It's thinner. Tends to happen with some beers over time. Some of them age and get denser and thicker, almost like crude oil-y, kind of like soy saucy in density. This, sometimes they go a little bit the other direction, you get a little bit thinner. That's what this did. So the body's kind of a little bit too thin, especially what you'd expect from like an Abbey Dubbel. The it still has a little bit of that, bready yeastiness you expect with your typical Belgian Abbey Dubbel type beers. You're still getting a little bit of your, not so much dark fruit, but more your deep figgy stuff coming through there. But it's kind of just that overly ripened fruit sweetness is kind of a dominating factor in there. But for me, that's a taste I enjoy. So for me, it is a win. Even though it was quite different. I'm going to pick up another one of these, and I'm totally trying to find a brand new one. I'm going to do a little side-by-side action, hopefully. So yeah, rating-wise, it's a little weird one. Sometimes I don't rate the old one, but I'm going to rate it with all the factors involved. Keeping in mind that it's a 9-year-old beer, I would rate this a 86. I really like it, but it's just it's lacking in a lot of the bigger points for me to give a better score. If it still had some body to it, still had that creamy density you'd expect with your Belgian Abbey Dubbels, and it just had a little bit better balance with that sweetness, it'd probably be in the mid-90s. It's just those two factors kind of lacking, kind of just make it a swing and a miss for me as far as making it a home run. This is kind of like a stand-up double. So yeah, not a bad beer. Value and availability, you're going to skip that because, availability, you're going to find a 9-year-old Val Dieu brown. I can tell you where to get one, but other than that, it's kind of like one of those, things where you just stumble upon, and value and availability, whatever. So yeah, there you go. Abbey Val Dieu brown, Abbey Dubbel. If you like Belgian doubles and you come across old ones, man, don't shy away from them. I'm telling you right now. Doubles, triples, Belgian darks. To me, they're one of the better ageable beers. When you're talking 9 years, it's kind of a little bit past the prime. But once you get one at about the 5-year mark, I'm telling you, nothing better if it's taken care of properly and conditioned properly, and bottled properly, and not beaten up too much. It's one of the better beers you could possibly have. So I'm a big proponent of aged beer. So if you're into aged beer, obviously you're going to pick it up. If you're into Belgian doubles and quads and darks like that, and you want to try, I was going to say if you want to try, you should try older beers just to see how they progress. And that's just me. Get off my soapbox of older beers. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comments section below. If you have any questions or anything like that, like I said, leave them below. If you like, check us out anywhere else on the internet. 4 places. Facebook, Twitter, Untapped, Instagram. Way more active on Instagram, so if you're going to check us out anywhere, check us out there. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice old beer right now, and hopefully you see you next time. Cheers.